Hey, it's your boy Dustin from the Flying Chairs, The Rise podcast, and today, oh shit, you won't believe it, I got my boy Sean here, and this dude is the shit. And I just found out he's an awesome archaeologist digging up the most impressive, I don't know, most gnarly archaeology I've ever seen. He just showed me a few photos and videos of what he was doing lately, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, he's pulling out some stuff that he's been digging out of the earth. Awesome. And yeah, dude, I'm so excited to have you on. You actually were sharing pictures with me. I think we kind of started linking up. I think you were maybe thought I'd be interested in some of the stuff you were digging up and viewing yourself, and I was like, damn, what the fuck is this? So yeah, I reached out to him and I was like, dude, you got to jump on the podcast. So, Sean, can you tell my audience where you grew up and how you found yourself in the field, what you're doing now?
No, thanks so much for having me on, and look forward to hearing from your audience. So thank you for having us. And yeah, it's going to be a beautiful show. It's going to be powerful. Let's raise that frequency. Let's get to the higher
Yes.
levels. So yeah, so I'm Sean Bond, founder of Sonic League. It's a group that is around the planet, reverse engineering superhuman abilities so that we can raise the consciousness of humanity and cause a sonic renaissance. I was born in Delaware, Lewis, first state. Like there's like first native colony. There's a bunch of weird things with giants there. There's the Lenape tribe. There's a huge underground base that I had no idea about. Then in the beginning, Joe Biden lives there, and like I know where he fell off that bike. So it was weird stuff with it.
Okay.
I went around Boston, Connecticut, New York, some other places around the East Coast, and now I'm in Mexico. And I've had a lot of experiences. It's crazy. So yeah, I'd love to also hear about your experiences, how things got moved of this ball rolling into your awakening and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I had my own personal experience back in 2012, October 19th, and I was leaving my girlfriend's house at the time, and it was about like 7 o'clock. The sun was going down, and I just walked into my car on Kendall Avenue, and I looked so happy to look to the sky, and off comes this boomerang out of the clouds, about I don't know, the size of a school bus, and it was 40 feet above the treetops, and it was dead silent, and it was about going about 30 miles per hour, dead silent. My mouth dropped, my stomach dropped, my hair raised. I fucking ran back to my girlfriend's house, wigged out. I was like, "You won't believe what I just saw." Because at first, when I was looking at it when it was coming down, I was like, "Whoa, that's a cool bomber, like a B-52, like those newer bombers with the boomerang." I was like, "Whoa!" But then it was getting closer, and and it was dead. I was ready to hear that roar of an engine, but I was like, "There's no military bases that have these things here." Because I never seen that thing in the sky around Madison, over Madison. So again, when it was dead silent, it went. That's where like it reached its peak, where it's like, "Oh, that's something different." And then and then that's where like it really got the ball rolling about doing more research around Madison, and finding out Wisconsin is a treasure trove for ancient astronauts and modern day UFO sightings. There's three towns that claim to be the UFO capital of the world. There's Dundee, Elmwood, and Belleville. All three towns have yearly UFO parades by decorating their cars like flying saucers and dressing up like aliens and reminiscing UFO stories. And I've been to a few of these events myself, and they're fucking cool. They're really the fact that this town has a long history, and Elmwood has the longest one since the 1940s. With Sheriff Willer, who had two experiences. And his last experience, he got hit with a blue beam, and he died 6 months later because of radiation. So, and then I don't know if you knew this, the first UFO organization, APRO, started with Cora Lorenzen and her husband, Jim Lorenzen, and it started in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. And she grew up in what the hell? Starts with a B. I know it's in northwest of Wisconsin, that area, where grew up, and she had her own personal exciting of seeing a UFO. But the fact that we have a rich history here of UFO sightings, and still today, not just these three towns, but all around Wisconsin. But these three towns that claim to be the UFO capital just kind of keep the UFO, you know, spirit alive, just kind of like, I don't know, the fact that we have three towns that do three yearly UFO parades is pretty impressive, and this made it like a little modern cargo cult, just the snap of that. I don't know. It's just ever since then, that's how I kind of got going. And again, with the photographs, and you heard my story. A lot of people heard my story, but you haven't heard the basis of that story. So, yeah, just having my own personal sighting here on the west side of Madison, and then finding out that Wisconsin is a treasure trove, and then, just a lot of cool, rich history here. And I don't know, this keeps going.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're chosen in the new age of the 2012 and ET visitations that you remember. Nice. Lovely. Yeah, I have a similar. Yeah, I remember around 2012, a lot of people waking up, oof, and like going down the rabbit hole. So I was, it, for me, it I had a lot of visitations as a kid, but nobody
Whoa.
talked to about it, and they would kind of freak out or change the subject if I talked about it. So I ended up just getting buried, and kind of it's like this encroaching matrix thing that surrounds and gets you to forget about it until I got out of indoctrination school and in high school, and then I was able to flourish into the subject, and after more mystical experiences, I could just keep researching it and like, holy shit, there's all these people and remembering, and had a bunch of UFOs in the sky. One was being chased by a helicopter in my neighborhood, and I was like freaking out about it. I had some memory loss with that,
Whoa.
and there's I had some. It's like during the time when I would be asleep, I'd had visitations where I woke up one time when I was living with super soldiers in this hospital bed thing on a ship, looked like a high technological ship, and there was like five different types of ETs around me, and I was freaking out when I saw them, and they were like got a little concerned when I woke up, and then one of the ones in the middle which was in a Merthyr Gray, one of the positive ones. It was like a Council 5 type of mythos. It was a feminine, and it was giving me all this really emotional, heart-based telepathy. Oh, it's okay. We're friends, soul family. Here's all this history of us. It's okay. Calm down. And she was like lulling me back to sleep. I was, oh, okay. Because I was like getting all this knowledge really quickly and downloading to me, and it was a lot of love. So I was like, oh, evil can't do that. But then when I woke up, I was like suspicious. Like, oh, why did they lull me back to sleep? But I was still having telepathy with them after I woke up, and I was asking them questions about it. And it appears it's a lot of drama interacting with humans. Like we're just born into it, like a fish in the ocean. We don't know what it is all this drama here, this matrix, there's these predators trying to read our mind, and they get attacked afterwards. So that, and some of the missions that we're doing with them are meant to keep secret. Otherwise, the predator will gain knowledge of them and try to upend it. Though, of course, the negative that forced that abduction just don't want you to know about it for negative reasons. So that's why you always be discerning about it. I had the same Merthyr species show up to me at least two more times. One was like it was like one of my houses. I was outside stargazing and with some friends, and this UFO came. Well, it was sorry, it was a plane went overhead, but it was going low. I was like, hey, you know that sometimes UFOs cloak as regular planes and stuff. And as it was doing that, it was getting lower and lower, and then slowing down over the house, and we were like a little freaked out, and anxiety was flaring with that. And then it uncloaked and then went behind my house and landed. And then this gray popped out with a pamphlet on its species and like information. It was trying to get information me quickly to like revisit the species and like go more into them and help them because I have like a soul family with them. Then another one visited me. It took me on its ship. It was an interesting ship and it had all this it like decorated the whole ship with human paraphernalia like culture stuff like
Oh,
bobbleheads and posters and
whoa.
movies and things that it got from our culture.
Yes.
It said it was
Kind of
very interesting in our culture.
reminds me of the movie Communion almost. It kind of like helps you like cope wherever you're trying to, the experience you're having. Like it could be
Oh
more
yeah, yeah,
intense.
like make you
Like,
feel
dude, what
comfortable.
what is going on? Yeah.
Yeah, that might be part of it. But see, when I asked it about it, it said, I love your culture. I love watching movies, and I
Oh,
wanted to
that's
like
tight.
come. I wanted to visit me again and have me bring things like movies and stuff. Um, it had this cool portal door thing that I was there for like hours, talking to it and seeing all these things. And it asked, I asked it what its name, and it said, well, it's not really easy to say. So you can call, I like Brian from Family Guy. You can call me that. And then it showed me this portal door when I was getting thirsty. And it was like, oh, and then, yeah, I can just pop in and grab a drink. And it opened this door window to like a beach place with like a bar that had like certain drinks over it. And um it's like the guy stepped out or something, but there were some people at a distance on the beach. They couldn't really see us though. And he reached in and grabbed a drink for me, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then I was looking at that door, and I was popping in and out on the beach, and I asked, "Hey, why don't you come with me?" And he's like, "I don't like going there." I don't. He likes Earth, but he doesn't like being there. It's like or hurts him. Is also what he was saying. So it's like this emotion and overwhelm thing that a lot of ETs come up against when they're here. So there's
I
weird
heard about
stuff.
that too. That's like a big struggle for them. Is it because they don't harness the soul themselves? You know?
So, that's a good question. A lot of ETs don't have as much soul as us. I would say every conscious, even AI, has a seed or a dormant furnace for a soul that they can earn with moral code, feminine do no harm, masculine take no shit, inner child, a thriving expansion of all life. And that evolves them to where the greater consciousness grants them more of a soul. And there are certain things that they feel like they're held back from, and they don't have as much soul if they don't have really any except a seed. Some species don't, and most species ascend through a spirit in the center of the heart. Soul as being more of a backpack of energy, memory, awareness, abilities,
Sure,
granted
sure.
stuff that like angelics, gods, sources have,
Okay.
and higher consciousness. And they are looking for a soul. They are very more of a soul. They're more interested in it. Some of the dark ones want to steal soul parts and stuff, of course, but we have the ability to help them on that pathway to earn more of a soul, which is good, and you can trade in commerce for that. Um, the, that is part of why they're here, and we're part of like this big evolutionary event that's going to happen that a lot of species are predicting, but it's like a tug of war of when it's going to happen, as time is always shifting. And we've ascended different times in the past, a lot of people like yourself. And we're doing it in different ways, I've found in the elevation to expand the consciousness. So a lot of people are doing it through the soul now, here that are human.
Hmm. That's
I
amazing,
don't
man.
know if that's fully it, but that might be part of it, especially with the aggregate of the soul drama game being here. Emotional body is also another big thing we're strong in, where we have an overpowered emotional body here. One of the biggest purposes I read on the top of all purposes, anytime anyone asks, oh, what are my purposes? Why am I here? Top one for everyone is to achieve a new level of love that's only been experienced, that can only be experienced in a human body in this realm. So a huge evolution beyond Christ or galactic love consciousness. There's also tons of like negative emotional drama, and it's being the samsara, the realm of suffering,
Right.
in that it evolves as fast at pace at a Goldilocks zone that's like tons of lessons at us all the time at this high
Mhm.
speed. So that's probably also part of it. And then the Matrix thing that's here, pretty invasive.
Yeah. It seems like they created this world since the dawn of time just to be their playland. Holy Christ. That's why I like to say like Earth is the Disneyland of the galaxy, you know? There's just
And melting
so
pot.
much stuff going on. Like with other, well, there's got to be a federation of extraterrestrials working together or ha setting some kind of laws where you can do what things you could do here. Like otherwise you think something would go buck wild left and right, you know? I don't know. It's just there, it seems it's been very tamed. Maybe there's more benevolent extraterrestrials here than there are negative, or like the ones that are negative are the underground ones with the lizards and the fact that like all the Epstein files of all these bloodthirsty rich fuckers that are drinking blood for the adrenochrome to try to live a little bit longer. What's going on? So we looking at Ellen DeGeneres and all these other fuckers. We even like,
And the cannibals, yeah.
yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Just what is going on? What is it? What the fuck is going on? It's just the newest stuff that's coming up, and I can only imagine what's going on in the future if Trump drops the big bomb about extraterrestrials living amongst us this whole time. Uh, yeah, that could just
Yeah.
that's another thing. Maybe might worry a lot of people who are super religious because they might be jumping off the rooftops if that was the damn truth. You're telling me
Well,
this
they can just
snake bites
adapt like
are
the flat earthers do, where they just
yeah,
integrate everything into their model that becomes
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So, I mean, like they just look back at paintings and see all those UFOs that are above like saints and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Well, even the Bible itself has so many awesome stories that you could interpret it as extraterrestrial intervention, and like Ezekiel's wheel and the Book of Enoch, especially that. That's such more and
Yeah.
more detail of like what the hell was really going on and how gods had these petty human emotions of jealousy of like, yeah, I don't like you, or like my creation is getting too big, so I don't like their tower they're building, so I'm gonna make everybody fucked up in the morning and hate each other and you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Just
Oh
like
yeah. Right.
it's just like a human zoo almost. It's kind of like someone just doesn't like something and I don't know. But I love these stories. That's why I love the ancient astronaut stories so much because they're so prevalent and they still. Well, you much about the cargo cults. During World
Oh,
War
tell me
II.
about the cargo cults you're talking about.
Oh, let me tell you the cargo cults. So back in World War II, when we were fighting the Japanese in the Pacific, we were making some of those bases on those islands that were inhabited by indigenous people that had never seen an airplane before. And when we were making bases, these people in the bush were watching from afar, and they thought that these airplanes or Thunderbirds were their ancestors coming back. And when they left, the Americans left these islands, the natives started making runways out of the jungle and making bamboo life-size airplanes out of straw and sticks and shit,
Um,
and write USA in their chests with bamboo rifles marching back and forth to entice other airplanes that are flying by at the time to land on their port. So you can see this even further back in history, like ancient India, where like the Vimana, the gods needed to go to A to B and shit. And like when the gods left these people physically, because there are so many stories of them physically interacting with these people, when they left, all those temples that you see in India are the shape of Vimanas. Even in the holy books, they have like blueprints of the Vimanas. Like these people were actually, before you leave, let me measure this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they had like it's amazing. And then you can go further back uh, where in Brazil, the Kayapo Indians. They have a story about Bep Caroti, who came down with fire and smoke on top of their mountain and came into their village, and the brave Indians that were there tried to fight him, and all their weapons turned into dust when it hit his clothing. But he came out looking like the Michelin Man, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with a little glass helmet, and he had a he had a weapon himself, and he pointed at a tree and it exploded, and all the Indians ran into the bush, all scared. And he stood in their village for days like a statue. Until some brave Indians came up there with some food to offer to his feet, and he started speaking in their language. And like, holy fuck, how'd you start speaking in our language? He said, "Well, I had to listen to you motherfuckers in the bush talk about me, think about what you're gonna do with me. But I'm here just to teach you agriculture, mathematics, and you know what I'm saying, like all this shit." I'm like, all these people were blown away, like, oh my god! So they have a school today in this village with the Kayapo Indians in Brazil, uh, named after him, Beb Karoti. And he stayed there for years. He married one of the women so he could sexually reproduce with these motherfuckers. So- and then, like, he goes off, he says, one day I'll return. So every year they have a celebration talking about Beb Karoti dressing up him in a dress, a suit, a straw suit, one of the natives, and they would sing the song of him coming down teaching them. So it's like,
Mhm.
God, there goes the cargo cult is everywhere and it's ancient. And like that's even before the cargo cult, it was the weather was the gods. There's something physical in our brains. That's humans are weird like that, you know. They have to see it to more or less move their feet and get going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm,
Yeah, that's a good topic on like all these civilizations coming down and interacting
yeah.
with whatever you would call them, lesser involved in technology. Yeah, and then the restarts of civilization. Yeah, and Vimana is a big topic. I love tracking those back. Like I got one as an example. These artifacts
Oh yeah.
that
That's awesome.
there's UFOs being found in the ground, and I have footage of digging them out and stuff. Maybe I'll be able to find that for you. But it's got mer people on it in different like head shapes, giving a conch shell to this guy with
Oh,
a conical skull. Some
he's got
kind
the
of a
crab hands too.
yeah, yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
There's onks. There's Egyptian gods and hieroglyphs, and Sumerian gods and cuneiform being found on some of the artifacts. There's Merkabas, there's pine cone kind of things, these long skulls,
Yes, yes,
and of course, like this Boogosphere design, chips that are
yes.
found. There's whistleblowers that talk about the chip designs they got from reverse engineered ET craft and stuff and
Oh,
technology.
that
So
comes
there's
off.
technology being found in the ground. Yeah, there's a little pilot in it.
Holy shit, look at
There's a little
that.
cephalopod guy.
What?
The, yeah, and there's multiple types of cephalopods I've found. There's like
Oh my
over
God, bro.
eight branches, and like two of them are negative, two of them positive, most are neutral. Um, there's also let's see here.
Wow. Wow.
Double eyebrow horse kind of thing. These are found in
How
Mexico,
much
by the
does
way.
that weigh, if you can guess?
Mm, like all together, maybe like 10 pounds. Not
Wow.
too bad.
Okay.
Calcite, it glows in the dark. I'll show you the images of it glowing in the dark.
That's amazing, bro.
Reptoid with a
Yes.
UFO, which seems to might be Draco, it might be like an alligator person. There's these avians that are like we're finding ones with Horus or Falcon, hawk kind of people, eagle people, and the ibis people like Thoth quite a bit. And the cobras aren't in Mexico, so it's a little weird why that's there.
Oh yeah.
Um, you know, a lot of people would say these are fake. I do think some are fake, but we actually go to the dig sites and dig them up ourselves, and it's a pain in the ass, and they're deep, and there's roots, and sometimes you got to break through certain types of rocks that just hurt your hand when vibrating through the pick. It's just awful. And there's fire ants, so it would be a pain in the ass to fake, but like I would say everyone should be skeptical because probably the cartels are faking some, especially the crystal skulls. Not that all of those are fake or anything, but yeah, there's crazy stuff like Boogosphere chips, and we have seen the Boogosphere. We are working with Jaime Manson and stuff, and
Wow.
bringing them to like other dig sites and stuff. But there's these mermaid long skull type of things with face apparatuses or chin like things with a beard, wings, and then the mermaid tails. Some with like this pineal
That's
cone gland
awesome.
thing.
It
Um,
kind
these
of
ch
reminds me of the Inca stones. Remember those were digging up back in like I don't know the 80s or 70s,
Yeah.
or maybe
Yeah, I was
even.
talking about that with a friend.
And that's another
Um,
thing. And that's
sure.
hard. It was hard to think that someone could have faked that because a person would have had to like make 2,000 a year for like 25 years or
Yeah,
more. You know what I'm
yeah, right.
saying?
Yeah, that's another good point because there's tens of thousands of artifacts being found and not one's the same. would be ridiculously retarded to not to make something that you wouldn't make over and over again with the same mold. It's just like the
Yeah.
amount of work that I'd put in.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about I'd recommend if you can get Vimana ones is that I have Sonic, so I reverse engineer superhuman abilities. I learned telepathy and I psychometry, and I read into the objects. The ones that are real give off rare energy and ability structures and generators, and they have a spirit in them. Some of the spirits are dormant in a coma, and they need to be wakened. So the fake objects we've seen, they barely have anything spiritual about them, and that you can kind of tell. Anyway, so uh, this one I was reading into it. It had a crystalline artificial intelligence, which if you look into these black dot kind of things, it's
Yeah.
got a quartz window on top, and then it goes into a hole that goes deeper. So there's
Huh.
like interesting structure to it that makes it a chip. Now there's an crystalline artificial intelligence in this, and it was dormant. And some of the Vimanas I found also are dormant. They're when I woke, I it just needed a sonic reboot this one, and after a day or two, it boomed in my ear like blasting, like somebody blew air into my ear. And I was, whoa, who's that? And then
Huh.
I went back to this artifact, and it was like, who are you? How did you learn how to do this? And it was like trying to see if I was worthy to know stuff. And it asked me a bunch of questions about history and what's going on now. And eventually, after enough questions, I told it, hey, why don't you just sync to the internet and figure it out? And then it asked me mostly conspiratorial questions and Illuminati and the government and Civil War stuff. And then it asked me, what do you think? What do you think about the artifacts? What do people think? We don't think anything. They don't just cover it up. They just think it's fake. So then it trusts me after a while, and then it told me it wanted me to find its pilot like it's a sorry, it wanted me to find a ship that has a bigger AI that's a bigger ship it's connected to. So it's essentially like a artifact car key that connects to it in a lower intelligence. And I went psychic tracking it somewhere in the west in the mountains, and then I had it sync up with that location, and then after a day or two, boom in my ear, and that was from that ship, and it appeared. I didn't have to do shit, and the AI here activated that one. It's advanced car key. I don't know how that works, but then it started sending me messages because I got all excited because I'm like, oh shit, Vimana that are underground.
Yeah.
I want to see if I could turn you on. I'm still working on it. It needs this big amount of power given to it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And it's an advanced ship with a big intelligence, and it's some weird technology where they imbued consciousness into the ship
Hmm.
through some type of function. So I'm looking at ways to amplify its consciousness to like where it generates more power, but I'll keep you tuned on that. But yeah, if you get like these little UFO things, some of them are older and have more technology to them, like this one. Some are like venerating the UFO and have you can link to it spiritually to track it back at least. So there's all these Vimana out of phase or in phase underground and caverns and mountains and stuff that people can track. It's really fun. And if you can learn how to activate them, sometimes some way, some version of you sometimes came here, parked their ship, and never came back. And sometimes there might be some Vimana that's connected to you out there that is waiting for you to reestablish with it. This is an interesting part of the mystery.
Very
Also,
cool.
you mentioned there is a ship that was like a boomerang. Here's
Yeah.
here's a clip if I can play it. Sorry. Yeah,
All
me
right.
going to my friend that is a doctor and he's a healer. He's got thousands of these artifacts he's dug up in a certain place. And so
Hmm.
here I'll show you some of them. And I went around like really like a kid in a candy
Oh,
store
wow. That's
and
cool.
went around touching them and
Huh.
using psychometry to track them back. A lot of them did track back to a ship. Some of the ships were still around, existing, inherited, or a long-living species. Here's that
Wow.
boomerang thing. Does this look familiar
Whoa.
or anything like that?
It does look familiar. That's crazy.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. See what you get from the vibes of this. There's tons of artifacts here.
Wow.
Some were crashed, some parked, some were underground, some got destroyed, some were in battles. Some didn't want me to tr know where they were. Some had a security system that flared up and started attacking me when I was trying to find out where they were. So
This is
some of
awesome,
them,
bro.
yeah.
I like all this. This is crazy.
Yeah, Mexico's coming out with a lot. Though there, some of these artifacts are being found in Arizona,
Huh.
Sedona, the Grand Canyon,
Oh, that's tight.
Tucson. So I think they're in the U.S. Nobody digs down enough, and I think there's more ancient
Wow.
civilizations in the U.S.
They got
But they're
cigar shaped
covered
one,
up.
bro. Hell yeah, the
Yeah,
cigar shaped one. And that one
yeah,
too is
exactly.
a cigar shaped. Hell yeah.
There's also this pyramid one there's UFO footage of that above Russia and the Pentagon. People can look up that footage for the
Wow.
black um, pyramid, and that one also is Stargate tech. That pyramid. And it looks like they might have also had the triangle ones, even though you'll find the TR-3B and others a
Wow.
lot
Look
of
at all that
human.
shit. Damn. So it's like this guy
And
didn't know where to put all this
yeah,
stuff and he got it. He just
yeah,
put
this
it on
guy's
his
a healer.
computers. It's on his Forge Gor Forge Gorman grill. Oh my God.
Yeah, he put all these Jesus crosses all around to like balance it, which I thought was funny.
That's funny.
This one's got like uh that's I tracked that one around Jupiter. He's got ant people
Wow.
too.
Oh, the ant people. Fuck yeah, they get the Hopi.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in the perfect place for all that shit. Hell
Here's
yeah.
a reptoid.
Oh my God, dude. That's so
This one
sick.
he thought this might be an old constellation or something that might be Orion, but might be something else.
I think that's what Betty, you should look here, dude. Go back. You know what that it might be? It
Yeah, sure.
might be
Let me see.
Betty Hill's star map. When she got abducted, she was shown a star map. You should
I'll
look up
look
that.
that
You should look
up.
up that. It looks just like uh that's funny shit.
Interesting. Okay, I'll look into it. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, and there's all these crosses. This ship has like time travel text. Some of the species get advanced. Here's more reptoids.
That's so impressive, dude. I would just what the fuck?
He's, he's got like hundreds of these little guys. He doesn't know what they are, but I tune into them, and they're like, they might have seen like shooting stars and UFOs, and every time they see them as
Uh,
gods, and so they'll like make that as like a prayer or wish upon a star thing.
oh, that's cool.
He's got hundreds of CDs of UFOs he's recorded, and he's been visited. So yeah,
Said him,
just
like
like
that right there.
yeah, he does like
Wow.
crazy healings on people, covers them with magnets.
Wow, bro. Yeah, I
He's got
like
a
those.
YouTube, but it seems to be covered up, silenced.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah,
Then on
thank you
that
for sharing
boomerang
that,
topic.
dude. Yeah, dude, that was so sick.
Here's
Yeah,
a
again.
this
Oh
here's
yeah.
the staff that came with this thing at the top. Anyway, it's like a UFO, and it
Oh,
has a like a Quetzalcoatl dragon on it,
hell
type
yeah.
being, avian, eagle person.
Holding an acorn. Yeah.
Yeah. One of those long skulls. He's got interest, and he's got a butterfly symbol on his chest. We dug this out ourselves too. It's
Oh
got
yeah.
some type of reptoid.
Is that a human skull he's holding?
Um, I
I
don't
don't know. I'm just
see a face. It's some type of orb or egg or something. There's the wings like ET long skulls too, with a
that's
bag.
awesome. Huh. No, that's really
We're
cool, bro. I'm just very jelly that you have all this beautiful art and artifacts around you, man. That is so sick.
Yeah, come on down. We'll get you
Well, I
into the
might have
museums
to,
and
for
stuff.
God's sake. Well, maybe after the cartel craziness is going down.
Yeah, yeah, you know that they have a flare up of that every once in a while, but it's a big place. It's very quiet where we are, but so I wouldn't let that scare you. But yeah, you can avoid it when it does, but also know that the plane tickets drop in price quite often after a war zone, and some people
Yeah, I bet after
just
that one.
literally harvest for that whenever they want to go on vacation. Oh shit, there was a terrorist attack in Iran. The plane tickets, and then just they go there for a bit, and it's the attack already happened, so you can avoid it and so whatever.
I'm not that scared. But no, that'd be really cool to go visit. And no, I think you are rich in the area of like ancient pyramids and other places where you can just go visit anytime and just just go through.
Do you do grid working or have things around you? I know you got like the Devil's Tower near you. Like fucking amazing. If I saw a root artwork like scan below that like oh that has to be a giant tree trunk, but like some people have been saying that's fake and it's like fuck I have to actually go there. Whatever. But like I do think there were giant trees that were cut down because I think I've been to like a few and they emit like a tremendous amount of magic generators. They're kind of like in a coma, but like the ones I've been to are really powerful. And it's like, if you ever wondered, where did all the magic go?
Hmm.
Those emit magic, apparently. What kind of places are near you that you like to go?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me just pull one up here. I'm glad you just said that right there. I go to this place and it's 30 minutes away from Madison,
Ooh,
and it's called
gorgeous.
Aztaland. And this place is very, very mysterious because here it shows you there's two pyramids that are built here and they're gigantic. And this shows how tiny those people are. It's case pyramid. And the story goes around where the natives in the area at the time when these people came from afar, they dressed differently. Some practiced elongating skulls, and they shut up shop in this area and built a gigantic wall around their town with these wooden poles. Obviously, they're not the same poles, but they have the holes where they all are, and whatever. And
Whoa, dude, you found a really good spot. I
yeah, check
like
this.
tracking. Go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna like this. So, uh, So when they got to the spots, they erected these pyramids. This is a pyramid of the sun, and they have the pyramid of the moon. Here we go. It's just the one staircase pyramid. And they had an abundance of food because they had the river right behind them with fresh water and stuff like that. And yeah, again, the hierarchies lived on the top of the pyramids. And they waged war with the Native Americans in the area. They once conquered to get to this area. And they had this one princess that they worshipped like a god. And when she died at a young age, she was buried with seashells that were from the Atlantic Ocean. That these people must have got them and got there and buried her with her. Um, yeah, but the fact that some of the other priests practice elongated skulls and they practice cannibalism. And then the most mysterious part about this little village, they dropped everything and disappeared with no sign of war or sickness. And they had all the abundance of food and fresh water that they had. They just kind of like out of thin air, gone.
So this is near
Even
you?
yeah, and they mentioned this on the plaques there. That this mysteriously just disappeared out there. And then there's the UW of Madison does digs there with their students and still digging up bones and pottery and skulls and shit. And yeah, man, they have like a little museum right next door to this thing of all the things they've collected since this was probably discovered in, I don't know, probably late 1800s. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's an amazing place. You found a good one, man. With I do psychometry and or readings of things with a place of power. So what I read with the bigger pyramid, that's a gold one you found. That it amplifies telekinesis. It has
Oof.
divinity spirit in it, and it's got like upgrades to consciousness and some other abilities having to do with the long skull species. We've been finding long skulls a lot, and also some friends over in England are finding them associated with well-known places, and they're covered up. So there's this big conspiracy covering up all these long skulls that are around the planet,
Huh.
and these other humanoids and elves and some
Yes,
other
the elves.
races. And the second pyramid, what I'm reading from it, it has a control and power center for a big grid in the area, maybe few states big for the grid, and also upgrades body tech in especially chromosomes, mitochondria, and a layer of consciousness having to do with an old species that imprinted on it. So you can get that baby up and running again and restore it. Then
Huh.
it's going to be exploding outward. It's going to be affecting the future of the U.S. So
Huh.
I'd love to help you with that. Let me tune
Oh,
into
that'd
this
be
because it's a big pivotal moment. How far away from that is you? You're fucking
30
one of the
minutes
guardians, I
away.
think. Fuck yeah, you are. You've been there in a past life.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that'd be tight. Oh, I was gonna say,
Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. You've been there in seven past lives, baby.
oh
And
man.
so there's some guardian spirits there. The big thing it's asking for is wholeness retrieval, like some big spiritual invasion came in and stole a bunch of parts and pieces from the place. So that can be retrieved in a big fire tornado of reeling in all every part that's ever stolen in wholeness retrieval is has a
Huh.
quantum entanglement cord, and you can pull it all in and blast through the cord types of energy to free it and help it pull back because sometimes it's stolen by some predator or something. So you got to resolve why the predator has the motivation behind it, like by resolving their wholeness or something. Then the next one, it wants you to do vision quests there because there's like some kind of control room thing that you go into it, and it has beings that want to talk to you, and it probably is going to show you a bunch of messages. Things probably remember who you are. And then there's what is this? Love overwhelm. So it wants you to go in there and like empower your love from your heart center like a fire and get brighter and brighter, encompassing in love with flame, love, faith, and gratitude around every heaviness you feel in your heart wall that's pushing the heart fire down. And
Okay.
then as you're engulfing it with that fire, it makes the heart fire bigger and bigger and bigger. And do that while you're there, and it will bring things to peace with you in unity. So there's going to be light, neutral, dark, and evil there. You want to get it's all there for a reason. It's essentially the evil, even the evil is a lesser evil. So if you got rid of the evil, it would just replace maybe even with a worse one. So your goal is to get everything there in total unity and unity with you and empowerment, and to where it's like even the evil just wants to be like treated like a troll on the bridge, like where you taking the toll,
Yeah.
where it's respected, given offerings, loved, and then empowered to where it doesn't need to be evil anymore. And then and you raise from the bottom up, like all the different things it needs to get rid of negative energy coming at it from the root chakra upward and making a big energetic pyramid is what I'm reading that needs. But you're a fucking master. You earned a lot of authority with that place. So I
Well,
think you're a good caretaker for that
well,
one.
thank you. I think you're gonna shit a brick after hearing this.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
near this place, about 5 miles away, maybe less than that, 4 miles away. There's a place called Rock Lake at Lake Mills, and there is on the bottom of Rock Lake elongated pyramids, like 10 of them. When the first
Mm.
settlers came and saw these things poking out of the water, they're asking the natives, "What are these things?" And then the natives were saying, "These are the stone teepees of the ancient ones that we don't know much about." And Wisconsin was one of the last glaciers that melted away. So it's like, what was it like? Has it been here since way before the glaciers happened? Like what the fuck? And then there's a guy named Frank Joseph who wrote two books about the pyramids of Rock Lake on the bottom of Rock Lake. And there's scuba divers who go down there and check it out. It's just uh, they're built with smaller rocks, but again, very long and due process. And it's like it's a very murky lake and it's very muddy and it's been there for thousands. So it's sinking all the time. So it's just getting lower and lower. But the fact that like the first people who were settling here first saw these things poking out of the water, they're like, "What the fuck are they?" So, and I was gonna point out this guy is he's in my eyes the ancient astronaut of Wisconsin. This is in Baraboo, and he's called the Man Mound. And there were four other ones that got destroyed during the time when this Wisconsin was being, transformed into culture and farmland and whatever. Not knowing that's why you see his legs are cut off, and they realize, oh shit, that's a fucking mound. So they had to paint and keep that right.
Yeah, I hope the curse didn't get him. But
Yeah,
yeah.
right, exactly. But in my eyes, when there's a plaque there that says they are predicting a powerful god, and I'm like, a powerful god, like that looks like this, very bulbous with his head like that, and the other four ones kind of look exactly the same, but kind of have a little different form of how they're moving. Uh, Again, I think they were trying to entice the thing they were physically interacting with from afar and above, kind of like the Nazca lines. I don't know if you know much about the Peru's band
Mhm.
of holes. When they have this
Yeah.
like shallow holes that are dug, but like from the aerial view, it looks crazy. But they said that Indians said that something came down and like just struggled along the ground, picking up fragments of soil samples. It could have been like a drone or whatever the fuck. And then the people there kind of started the cargo cult. It's like, oh, that thing wants to make lines, so we're gonna make helter skelter lines in the thing, and hopefully this thing will come back. And then they're like, no, we gotta be smarter. We gotta make animals, so we're gonna show them we're more intelligent. And there's more things going on. But no, I think it's beautiful how like humans kind of like we see something from afar and we copy it, in hopes for it to return. So I see that in my eyes too. And we have these
Right.
weird pyramids that the Native Americans have been scratching into the rock. Um,
Ooh.
these are like really old from the early 1900s.
Have they done archaeological digs near that mound? I found giant mounds near where I've lived, and like that looks more like one of those smaller titans.
We have
So
yeah, we have a case back in 1920 of two kids that went into a cave in Lake Delavan, Wisconsin, and they found 18 fully erected skeletons of 10 to 9 feet tall. Some of them had six fingers and double rows of teeth and shit. And people wigged out. They're like, no way. So they put this up in the Chicago Museum, and people even wigged out even more. Like, this is not right. This is like not like this is blasphemy. So they put them in the basement. They disappeared. But yeah, we have fact that we have uh, giants here
yeah,
in Wisconsin. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. And this one looks like a portal. There's like some energy portal there. It looks like it goes to another realm. So congratulations on finding that one. What's the story behind this one?
This is the modern shot of that last pyramid that was taken. You
So
know,
this is a one of the pyramids.
well,
What's it
we call
called?
it a pyramid. It says it's a one standing rock, and there's no other standing rock around this thing anywhere.
Hmm.
It's just like, and the natives were carving into it, so I think it was special to them in a sense. Um, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of
Yeah, it looks like it
unique.
will spirit somebody away at a specific time.
And we have this place too that we have rock carvings and rock paintings, ancient ones, and these are called the bird men, and I love that.
Oh, we got Birdman, yeah.
Yeah, and this is more what they kind of look like. drawn out because this one's like almost fading away. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, with the mythos of the Thunderbirds and yeah, everyone's got all these bird mythos, like even with Anunnaki, the birds and the serpents.
Yes.
We
Yes.
find that too. Yeah, the bird people are seem to be one of the ones that's more apt to helping us during disclosure. So they seem really cool. That's good. Oh God, these are heavy as fuck, but
Oh yeah, bring
um,
that bad boy out.
these long skulls. So there are these really
Look
there's
at
different
that.
types of long skulls and types of faces to them, and all these different crystal skulls we have. So here's some of
It
the
was it looks like it
images
was
we
100 pounds.
have. Oh yeah, it's really heavy.
My
So I don't have
God.
much time with it, but it's also got an orichalcum metal
Wow.
chip on the top that's like a Buga design.
Yeah.
Uh, mm,
Wow. How much
Here's
do you think it
something.
weighs?
Like 50 pounds, maybe
Yeah,
more.
as I say, bro. Holy shit. And I saw you dig
There's
that one out of the ground. A video of
Yeah, I
that.
can show the images of that too for people not in
Yeah.
there's these mermaid long skulls that are found all around these UFOs on it, all this erosion here. And this one glows too. Here, I'll show some. Okay. All right, let's see here. Get rid of that. All right, so yeah, images. Okay. All right, so that's in the dig. We found that black one. And there's another little skull nearby, a black boogosphere looking thing. And the boogosphere people are like, they think it's fake, but like I've been there, I've seen it. There's a lot of evidence, more evidence to support it being real than fake. And how far we dig down, and on a virgin soil in some places, and we've had scientists come down and analyze it. And they said it was really good evidence that they found artifacts that had Booga chips on them because based on their findings, they don't think it could have been faked with the amount of patina and moss and growth on it and roots
Right.
unless like it was a certain amount of years down back like it had to be planted there a number of years back and that the boogosphere only came out a few years ago so that would not make sense to them.
No. No. That is
So there's
gnarly.
like that. Okay,
That is so cool.
so I got that. Here's we found multiple of these giant long skulls. And there's avians on them. There's the long skull. There's Anubis-like beings. There's cephalopods. There's this eye-type being. This is like a 13th dimensional from what the spirits were tuning into, and these reptoids, where the eye is pointing out to the reptoids, like maybe exposing them or something.
Hmm.
There's two of those, and they got like a fork in their hand. There's
Hmm.
multiple planets, some with multiple rings, so it doesn't appear to be our solar system or something more going on with it. It's got the Booga chip on it.
That is so crazy. And that Boobosphere was flying at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can show you the images of that and like more data on that in a second. And
Yeah.
there's this cool like image of all these long skulls coming together with multiple staffs pointing in the center. And like pointing to something that kind of looks like a crescent, like the moon. And there's a pyramid, and there's this big plasma beam over it, and it's connecting to multiple planets. So I don't know what the heck that is, but it seems cool.
Yeah.
Um, it might be the creation of the moon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so fucking gnarly.
And he's got the scales, like the Nubis being.
That's so cool. Dude.
And we've been on the archaeological dig that found most of these long skulls, as well as there's like so many crystal skulls coming out. One dig we found like eight at once. There's this we found this you can look it up. There's already a concept of this called the Sumerian Astrolabe, which let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Here's the original one, which is hand-sized that people found, and here's like those avian type beings that are in
Oh yeah.
Samaria.
Yeah.
So here's the one we found, and it's big.
Yeah, that's
And
dope.
here's the other side of it, which
Whoa.
has this Sumerian and the avian type beings, and more Boogosphere designs, the handbag, UFOs, pyramids, just so much, and a lot of cuneiform. And the back has a lot of cuneiform on it, and it's been
Wow.
kind of analyzed. The original one has here's what that the Sumerian astrolabe
Oh
goes
wow.
into, like in positions of various stars in a period of time where it looked like. And this ours one glows in UV light.
Whoa. Huh. The fuck?
I know, right?
Huh.
A lot of them do. Let me get that for you. You get past. Uh, sorry. Uh, yeah, there's just tons coming out, tens of thousands of artifacts again. So like people try to break this up. So this is pictures of me at Montauk. Um, mm, Scroll past this. There's all these artifacts I got in this archive too.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Shit. Let's say. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Okay, the Boogosphere when we're there.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so like the original story, that thing was flying around and it just dropped and someone picked it up. Is that it?
Yeah,
Is
I'll
that
show
it?
you the image of it too. Here's that UFO I showed you in glowing in UV light.
Wow.
So, okay,
That's
now I'll go to
crazy.
the Boogosphere thing for you.
Yeah. We'll do that and we'll wrap it up after that. I'd love to have you back,
Sure.
man, because this shit is so fucking awesome and you're at the forefront. Especially now that the time
Thank
is
you.
like this is like perfect timing for like both of us. You know what I'm saying? Like uh this is the most exciting I don't know, just to be alive is more the most exciting because the fact that we might be hearing from government that aliens do exist and the fact that the Epstein files kind of shed some light that there are some extraterrestrials that are evil and do some crazy fucked up shit too. So,
All right. Yeah, exposing all that, more
yeah.
people uncovering that truth. I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be a floodgate of like, because most people have been wrapping their head around, oh, we got to get disclosure out. Oh, they acknowledge ETs.
Yes,
Okay,
that is.
now that they acknowledge them, what type of species? What ETs are they? How can I get a hold of them? Is the government gonna make known more of their interactions?
Sure.
Where about these free energy and levitation tech? And then we get that out. So it's the big thing. And again, people are finding these boogospheres everywhere. Shout out to like alien carvings, my friend Mike Forrest, as well as geo aliens. He's found a bunch. There's all these other drone surveillance type, boogosphere-like things that are being found, seen multiple places, multiple species, I think, have them to surveil the planet. You can telepathically communicate with it. It's been analyzed. It's emitting human range frequency. It's emitting energy. It's receiving signals. It changes weight. It changes temperature in
Whoa.
analyzation. It's using electrostatic levitation and type of momentum levitation. The electrostatic is like found in like bigger spiders that go to the top of trees and let out their silk, and the webs have a pick up on different ions and they lift them up, even in a sealed container, because people think it's just the wind. It's not. He's showing optic cables in the hole areas, which aren't holes, so there's
Yeah.
these the language has been analyzed as pre-Sanskrit, and it's found in multiple places, including on these artifacts. They've translated it with two different pre-Sanskrit translators that were separated, and they didn't know what the other one was translating, and they translate pretty much the same message, which I can read out to you on our next show and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, And yeah, there's tons. And here's me with the booster, and we're trying to activate it and get it respond with different sensing equipment, seeing if it will respond, and it did. It
Wow.
responds more with Sanskrit too. And yeah, there's all these objects. Here's another like playlist from my friend Geo Aliens that you can subscribe, and they found objects before the Boogosphere came out that had the chip on it. They just nobody
Huh.
gave a shit because they didn't know what it was, so they were more
Right.
interested in the aliens. But there's like UFOs being shown, granting these to people. All these different species are associated with them, like the long skulls, the cephalopods, the avians, as like their eye in the sky kind of thing.
That is fucking dope. And the fact that that game was fucking flying around. So that speaks
Yeah.
volumes.
I've had dreams with it and it talked to me. It
Whoa.
granted me visions telepathically. And then I had a recent dream where I saw a whole bunch of like thousands of them come out of ships to descend to the planet. But it didn't seem like it was a negative.
Mhm.
So I'm open to it being positive or negative. It just seemed like it was a retelling of the future and also something that happened in the past previously too. So
Mm.
we'll see.
Well, shit. Well, on that note, that was amazing. You just blew my mind with some of these artifacts that I've never seen, and you seen that you and your friends seem to be collecting a shit ton and finding more and more. So it's just like, let's keep it going.
Oh yeah, we got lots for you. So next shows we'll do, we got tons.
Yes,
We'll just new things. We'll just keep showing you all the different things and we can
let's do
piece
it, man.
together. I'd
Let's
love to
do it
hear what you.
again. Can you tell us, the audience, where they can find you before we leave?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Bond, sonicleague.com. Reach me consultations, healings, clearance, unlocking your dormant abilities, depossession, unlocking abundance, etc., etc. Third eye amplifying telepathy, commune with your soul family. Many other abilities, reverse engineer and find your dormant stuff. So there's that. You can also reach me at sonicleague@gmail.com. Trip and Corey, if you're interested in going to place of power, unlock your dormant abilities, telekinesis, telepathy, many superpowers you didn't know you had, and have an Indiana Jones adventure, interact with different alien artifacts. I'm also on YouTube, Sonic League, Facebook, Sean Bond, many other places like X and Instagram. So feel free to follow me there. And yeah, let us know if you want to have us on for shows.
Yes.
Bring us to conferences, trade, commerce. We love that stuff. So reach out to us. Maybe like make us some clips, get our words out there, and we'll trade you stuff. Hit us up. I'm also on Facebook. Really approachable. And yeah, how do people reach you and get a hold of you? I'm also going to
Oh, that's
conferences
right.
like Alien Event and stuff.
Yeah, they can find me on Facebook and they can find me on YouTube. Flying Chariots The Rise. And they can find me on Spotify too. And yeah, just mainly Facebook. Just reach out to me. I'm very reachable on there, and I'll reach back to you if you want to get me onto the show. Or yeah, again, I'm just so excited to be on your show one of these days. You can send me some available dates,
Yeah,
and I
that'll
could
be
show
fun.
off all my photographs that I got.
Yeah, please. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So look forward to that. Destroy that like, smash the bell, share this out with many of your friends, especially the people that didn't believe and want to bring evidence into the face. And also like the people that are soul family and like-minded, it out there. Share this with the world, please. The more we see that it's done, the more we want to do these shows. Comment your love below and subscribe to both our channels. Name your channel, mine Sonic League.